Hi, I'm Sarah from PJ Library, and I'm here today to talk about asking questions. There's a great story about Nobel Prize winner Isidore Rabi. When he was asked about why he became a scientist, he replied that his mother made him a scientist because every day he would come home from school, and instead of asking, "What did you do at school today?" she would say, "Izzy, did you ask a good question today?" And I just love that. Asking questions is just so inherently Jewish. I think the most well-known Jewish question might be part of the Passover Seder, the Manish Tanah, when we say, "Why is this night different from all other nights?" And it's not a simple question and answer. There isn't a one-line response to that. Instead, that question launches us into a huge exploration, a beautiful retelling of the history of the Jewish people, of the ancient Israelites in Egypt, and it culminates in a symbolic and amazing meal. And really, what's more Jewish than that? As an educator and as a parent of a 6 and an 8-year-old, my daily life is essentially a nonstop episode of Jeopardy, where virtually everything is phrased in the form of a question. And I'm sure many of you can relate. It can be exhausting, right? Answering those questions day in and day out. And the questions have a huge range from everything like the incredibly mundane, "What's for dinner?" to the factual, "When did Alexander Hamilton die?" to the hilarious and asked in my house, "But why can't I marry daddy when I'm a grown up?" I have to say the questions that I really like best are the ones I genuinely do not have an answer for. And when those questions arise, my response is usually, "I don't know. Let's find out together." And sometimes that means asking Alexa or Googling, but often it leads us down a really fun rabbit hole of asking for advice from friends and family members, calling people up on the phone, asking to FaceTime grandma or an aunt or an uncle. It leads us to the library to check out new books and bring home really fun new things to read and explore. And it gets us going on into our community and making new relationships and really building up our bag of tricks to be able to answer questions in the future. And in addition to this being a really fun experience, it's also how children learn best and how adults learn best for that matter as well. When we seek and find this information ourselves, when we're able to continue asking questions as we go and make meaning of those answers as we discover them, that helps us integrate new knowledge. And when we're doing this with our children, we're having this incredible opportunity to be sort of co-constructing knowledge. We're working together to build a whole new vocabulary for thinking and learning and for future exploration. And, when we investigate together with our kids, we're really modeling this value of asking questions, that even as adults, we remain curious and that it's okay to not know the answer to everything. And that's really empowering for children. Jewish tradition really values asking questions. Anything from God asking Adam, right in the beginning of the Torah and in Genesis, God asks, "Where are you?" to Adam. To our ancient rabbis grappling with the text of the Torah and trying to figure out new rules to live their life by asking questions of the text, by asking questions of each other, by having a constant back and forth of learning and discovering anew. And what was most important to these ancient rabbis wasn't the answers to the question. It was the act of asking them and asking again and going deeper and broader and being able to explore. And this really leads me to one of my favorite of my Jewish teachers, Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel. And something that he said that I really hold dear is when he said, "We are closer to God when we are asking questions than when we think we have the answers." Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that wonderful to think that there is really a holy relationship that is entrenched in asking questions, in digging deeper, in being curious? So you might ask, what's Jewish about asking questions? And I might respond, well, what's not Jewish about asking questions? We have tons of PJ Library books that really explore this value of curiosity, of asking questions. And I'll post some of them in the comments below. And I'll post some other pieces of text that I think are really valuable and help us think about asking and answering questions and not feeling so overwhelmed by the complicated questions that our children often ask. But I'd love to hear from you as well. What are some of your questions? What are you curious about? What are some of the best questions your kids have asked you? What are some of the best answers you've had to give on the fly when those questions come at you in the car and you're not prepared to give a really informed response? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. So comment below, share with us your favorite questions and where you go to get the best answers to the questions that you have. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today. Again, I'm Sarah from PJ Library, and keep asking those big questions. Bye.